and hello.
Hello.
Welcome here with us. So you volunteered for an addictions demonstration.
Yeah, kind of surprised myself.
You surprised me too. I'm joking. No, I'm really looking forward to this. I have a feeling this is going to be a very powerful and deep healing for you as well. You know, not just the addiction, because as we know, there's emotions, unmet needs that also goes behind addictions. There's also very strong genetic predispositions that goes behind that. So we're going to dive into this to explore with Anne what is happening there behind her addiction, because I kind of heard that there's a part of you that's kind of like given up, and then you're back, and then you give up, and then you're back. So it's been back and forth for you.
A long time.
So was that with cigarettes?
I haven't smoked in about 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
And actually, I'm not drawn to it.
Okay.
Only about once in that time.
Got it.
Yeah, it's more the food that's become the persistent addiction.
Got it. Because it was interesting when you mentioned the cigarettes. I just wanted to double check with you. Did the food addiction for you start to become, like, did it start after you quit smoking, or was it before?
No, it was before. Established in probably more way back.
Do you remember more or less when it started?
I do, yeah. I basically, I was sent to a school when I was 7.
Oh wow. Like boarding school?
No, it was an independent school, but a private school. But I hated it. I now realise I absolutely hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at photos of myself in my uniform for this particular school, I was actually quite an okay weight.
Right.
I looked all right, normal,
yeah,
or whatever you want to call it. And then I was moved to another school, because I was sent to this particular school, waiting for a place for another school.
Oh, okay.
And by the time I went to this other school, my weight was beginning to creep up. My mum was having to make my uniforms bigger, and it just became an ongoing problem.
Got it.
And then about 10, I was put on my first diet.
Right.
By my mother. Yeah, which brings up stuff, because I can remember her saying, we were having medicals at school.
Yeah.
And she was had to go into hospital for an operation, so she couldn't be there. And she said to me, I'm doing this because I don't want the doctor to think I'm a bad mother.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I just want to bring to your awareness, and also just for you watching, did you notice that when she talked about the school and she had to go like that kick, that fight, and then just also now talking about her mom and her mom putting you, yes, and then you kicked as well, and it's like I could feel that jolt of just this unresolved emotions there. This unresolved emotions there. Got it. Okay. Perfect. So, just question, I mean, it sounds like I haven't been in your situation, so I can only guess, but it must have been quite a significant moment, going from that school, because just you saying and you kicked, and I could really feel that jolt in you when you were talking about that. Do you remember the emotional stress that you felt when you were there?
At the school I hated?
Yeah.
I felt very lonely.
Mm-hmm. Lonely?
I was always quite a very chatty, giggly child, and that was a problem at school.
Okay.
All right. Sort of shut down because of it.
Okay.
Could do better, talk less, sort of thing.
It's true. It's still happening in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I've always had issues with feeling unsafe.
Unsafe.
And I think that's wrong. And that feels as if it goes back.
I was just about to ask, with mum?
With mum, my father worked in the Metropolitan Police Force for most of his life, and obviously he was very concerned about me keeping safe. And so my mother reinforced that, like when I'm out and about.
Got it. Was it a genuine concern because of, you know, just bad people that he was working with and concerning that they might lash out and take revenge on you as his family? Or was it him just being overly protective?
I think it was him being overly protective,
Okay.
but very aware of possibilities that we're more aware of today. But
Yeah, because he saw firsthand what happens,
yeah, very
right?
much so, yeah.
Wow, okay. Got it. So feeling unsafe. Got it. Just a question. You took a deep breath there.
I know, I'm trying to...
That's okay, but let's go into that. That's the frontal cortex now trying to override what the amygdala is kicking up. Well, let's do this, and all right. So let's just have a look. Wait, just before you sighed, what did you feel?
Talking about being unsafe, it kind of reinforced it.
Feeling unsafe right now. What does that feel like?
Makes me want to be sick.
Like nauseous.
Yeah.
Nauseous. Okay. What else? And before you felt nauseous, how did you feel?
Hiding comes up.
Got it. Hiding. What else? You're doing great. This is perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for.
Sort of running away to hide.
Right. Running, that absolutely perfect.
Anger's coming up now.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then anger, and what else?
I suppose also feeling that I need to fight to be safe in different situations.
Did it actually surface and manifest as conflict, or was it more just like an internalized feeling?
Internalized.
I just want to share something with you and see if it rings true for you. When you would eat as a child, like when you would eat, do you feel it was more about the actual food and how it made you feel, or was it because, you know, it's almost like that anger that came to sit here in the face and the jaws of, you know, wanting to say things and not being able to say it, and the food, the chewing, would actually resemble the jaws moving and actually being able to speak and talk. It's almost like that charged energy sitting in your jaws was finally released when you would eat. So it's like that anger just channeled out into the food, but through chewing. And it's almost like the addiction could have come through the release of feeling that, oh, it's out. I could finally just say something, but as a result, having eaten too much in order to get the emotional release that you were seeking or looking for. It's just a random, I'm just throwing it out there.
I can feel my jaw tightening up now.
As I said that?
Yeah, it kind of rings true. I wasn't allowed to be angry. I wasn't allowed to express. And also, feeling of stuffing it all down as well.
I feel and this is where that part comes in, because I feel that the chewing was the starting point, just getting the jaws to move to get the tension out, but doing that through food, but then also feeling the comfort and the relief of the food suppressing the feelings, and then associating that as a secondary reaction to the food. So in order to recreate that feeling of comfort and expression, it wasn't really expression, but expression was through that, and then secondary the food as well. So it's almost like we have two addictions coming together here.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I haven't had this in a very long time. Good. This is good stuff. I'm ready. So, Anne, just a few more questions before we start, because I just really want to be thorough with this process for you. Is it a specific kind of food that you like? Or is it more just in general, like just the volume of it, the mix of it? Take it.
If I'm aware I'm eating now, because of years of work over it, my natural instinct is to go to like sugar and carbs, basically.
Right.
Yeah. You know, bread.
Right.
I like, anything really.
Right.
But I love fruit.
But there's
it's
also
a sugar.
sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. So the reason why I sometimes like to ask as well for, is there a specific food type, is sugar, carbs could also be a sign and a symptom of candida overgrowth in the gut flora. And candida needs the sugar and the carbohydrates to survive. And an overgrowth of gut flora with candida is a very strong psychosomatic sign of resentment towards the mother. Do you struggle with anxiety as well?
Probably. I think I've got...
Probably. I can't help but ask, are you just so used to it that it's just like, yeah, it's a lifestyle? Yeah, God, because I feel it, and it's like, and you're like, probably? I'm like, oh, I don't know about probably.
And I work in hospitals and stuff.
Oh, wow.
I worked in really stressful environments.
Wow, yeah.
Having to make quite big decisions, but at the same time appeared to be quite sort of level about it. So I've got quite used to covering up my anxiety, I think.
So just on a side note, I just want to publicly also thank you for your service to saving people's lives. Really, that's
yeah.
We need that, and people really underestimate what people go through who work in hospitals, and the abuse that they have to put up with from people that they just try and help. So thank you for that. Perfect.
I probably should mention another incident because it was fairly crucial.
Please.
When I was in my sort of, when I was about 16, I was basically underweight and anorexic.
Okay.
Right. Okay. For a short time. And then my father died very suddenly. He dropped dead. And so I was,
So unexpected.
Yeah. And, I can hear it in my voice.
That's okay. Take your time.
Basically, I felt so much emotional pain. I ate so much to create physical pain. That's how I can now see it. And I'm loaded on a lot of weight. And and I was euphoric for a year after he died. And then I went away to study at college, and I went into a deep depression, which was clearly deep.
Right.
So my weight then, it was all over the shop. Yeah.
Got it. So let's add their dad passed away. And also then the anorexia. At what age was that, you said?
Well, it's sort of 15, 16.
So it sounds to me like you had the good relationship with dad, but not with mom.
Yeah, I felt he kind of, because I was the apple of his eye.
Okay.
And I felt he kind of protected me from my strong mother, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He overshadowed her sometimes. Okay. Got it. So of course, there's grief absolutely when dad passed. Is there any feelings that you can articulate for me that you felt as well, apart from the grief?
Sort of abandoned.
Abandoned?
Lonely.
Okay. What else?
Lonely through the process as well. Quite a lot of guilt. My last words to my father, I was a really angry teenager, and I didn't have time to do anything about that. And also regret at not knowing my father for anything other than a father, as opposed to a person, if that makes sense.
And 2 more questions. One is when you ate the food, what did the food help you to feel emotionally that you couldn't feel on your own at the time?
Because it was just pain, really.
Yeah. And this is where, when I talked about grief, her answer made perfect sense. But I don't know if you remember on the first day when I talked about grief, that someone who's grieving over someone that's passed away or a breakup, it is the exact same brain waves are being released as, for example, when you would break your leg or experience severe physical pain. It's exactly the same brain waves. So what you're saying makes perfect sense.
Yeah, almost like punishment as well.
Got it. So did you feel that you ate because of punishment?
I felt I was punishing myself by putting myself through it, if that made sense.
So that was later in your life. And before, when you were younger, around the age of 7, when you ate the food, what did the food at that time emotionally give you that you couldn't feel on your own?
Safe, security.
So just put their need food, safety.
Comfort, so a bit of nurturing to throw in there.
Perfect. Comfort, safety, that's perfect. And then also comfort and nurturing. Sure. Last question. No, second last question. I'm sorry. So, I just also want to know, Anne, what did you emotionally need? What did you emotionally need when Dad passed? What's the positive need that you needed?
That I wasn't alone.
So it was connection.
Yeah, connection and
because Dad was like your safety net and now it's not there anymore.
Yeah. That it was okay, that I was okay, that he didn't leave me because I wasn't okay.
Trying to find the right positive need. So how would you phrase that? How would you phrase it so that it resonates with you?
Okay, that I'm worthy.
There we go.
Yeah.
Needing to feel good enough.
Exactly.
Well, it's like acceptance. Like
yeah. That I'm okay as I am.
Acceptance. Let's use acceptance. It's just easier for acknowledgements. Acceptance. Perfect. And physically, how does your body react as we're talking about this?
Well, I can feel sort of solar plex stuff coming in, as I call it.
Right.
That sort of. But at the same time, aware that
how would you say you react?
I'm slightly panicky, which is that's not.
It's okay. Take your time. Really feel into it. So the panic is there.
Yes, my head telling me, my body's telling me I'm panicking, but my head's telling me this is also, it's going to be good.
Right.
So sort of running away, but
perfect.
yeah, it's
So
worth staying here, sort of thing.
Got it. So you rationalize yourself into staying.
Yes.
Very good.
So basically, I want to run away.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. So it's run. So we have it. Oh, we have it. Excellent. Perfect. Just want to make sure that I have everything that I want and need. So let's feel all these feelings that you felt, and the loneliness, feeling unsafe, abandoned, guilt, regret. Where's the home for these emotions in your body?
My belly.
Stomach.
My belly and my backside.
It's funny, I was already laughing and then you laughed as well.
Essentially.
Where in your back, upper or lower?
Lower back here. Lower back, yeah.
Lower back. Perfect. So, and as you feel those feelings, there's any part or aspect of it that you feel outside of the body?
I think I feel a bit of both on both areas.
Perfect. So that would be outside, also outside.
Yeah, more outside here than there. There is a little bit outside.
We'll address both. Well, let's have fun. Let's start with the one at the front. So soft copies at the front and the back. And let's pretend that these presences had a face or a voice that you perhaps recognize. If you don't recognize them, that's absolutely okay. Let's be playful and just see if there's any part you can sense there.
Well, what comes up first is someone saying you're silly and stupid.
Does it feel feminine or masculine?
It feels feminine and it feels like an authority figure.
Okay.
But not my mother.
Perfect. Could have been a teacher, it could be anyone at this point. It really feels like a teacher. I'm seeing someone with like a ruler in their
people sick actually.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So just put there SC teacher. Got it. And so the one in the back.
That feels like my mother.
Got it. How does it feel? Does it perhaps have an emotion?
Yeah, it's about it's about me behaving well, not letting the side down, sort of thing, with my behaviour.
And then here SC mom. Oh, perfect. You got that there. Okay, sorry. Perfect.
So
Well,
not embarrassing her through my behaviour. Essentially.
Can you just make a slight slice there and just add embarrassing? Anyway, yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Okay, this feels really good. I feel that we got a lot here. I feel good with what we have. So the addictions process is in 2 steps. We first have the emotional healing, and then we have a second step, which I will demonstrate once we've done the first step. So now we just do the normal emotional healing process. That's in your sheet with the additional addition at step 4. Okay? So, Anna would like you to take a nice deep breath. And I would like you to pretend that you're in like a beautiful light, like in your cocoon. And while we're there, I also invite you just to have an awareness of what we spoke about, of the stress with mom, with dad, the school. The eating disorder also that you had. Just have an awareness of that. Now, just really gently going to start the healing. I'm going to go quiet for 2 to 3 minutes. Do the process and I'll check in with you. And something really cool is happening right now. Your dad's here. And the message that's coming forward really strong, as he's also just embracing you right now, is for you to understand and realize that despite how you felt as a child, that he had that divine understanding, and he's asking you to try and see from his perspective. And the healing that he wants to give and support you with here as well right now is to help you to see that with clarity and to receive that. Just be with it. I'm right here with you. And the message coming forward really strong as well. The intention with him being here, what I'm feeling, is that it's like I'm bringing the softness that you also need to demonstrate to yourself. Kindness, the gentleness. Just feel that. Keep your breathing consistent. You're doing great. You're exactly where you need to be. And he said in a funny way, you can still lean on me. It's very important. You can still lean. Breathe, you're doing great. I'm just going to connect with you again. And I'm just going to help the body to release the old stress because it just feels a little bit stuck. When you're ready, I would like you to take another deep breath. When you're ready, gently come back to me. Did you grow up in London?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. How are you?
Very calm actually now. Yeah. I was resisting crying quite a lot.
I know. And that's why you're that.
And then it suddenly lifted when you, yeah.
That's why you're that good. It's like it's time. But I also realized that because I asked him why you're here, why now, all the times that, you could have come forward so strongly, and the message was just really coming through that. And it's interesting because he said to me, you talk about the compassionate witness. I needed to be that for her. Then she will shift. And I said, take over. And that's what happened.
Wow.
But the message also came through because there's that I could feel that gap in you, like just feeling that just wasn't there anymore. I'm like, gosh, because I'm really good at helping people with grief. It's also one of my strengths, and I couldn't figure out which way, how to drive this. And he's like, we don't need to drive this anymore in the sense of a healing. It's for her just to understand that I'm still there and that she can lean on me when she needs to. So what he's also asking is, talk more to me, please.
Okay.
He'll be very communicative with you. You'll feel his presence.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my capture's out, really.
Pardon?
I think
Yes, you did, and that's why he came forward so strong. He's like, I need you to speak, Evette. I need you to say this. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a medium. We're not doing this. I'm like, Dad, not now. He's like, no, we're doing this. I'm like, okay, we're doing this. Yeah, wow. What a soft person.
What, my father?
Yeah, inside.
Yeah.
Soft. I felt so safe with him. That was beautiful.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. I'm curious, how else was your process like?
I felt, to start with, I was quite resistant to it. It was sort of, oh gosh, this could take me to places I really don't want to go to. And then I was thinking, oh, perhaps this is a secondary gain.
Oh.
Don't know why I was thinking that at the time. And then suddenly I thought, this is ridiculous. Just go with it. And then I started feeling going with it. Yeah, it's good.
And what is your state like right now?
It's very calm. I feel I'm much more who I am. That makes sense.
Yeah. And what is your emotional state like?
Pretty neutral.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well done. Now, step 2. We have a second step.
I've forgotten about that.
But this one's more fun.
Yeah.
Not actually, this first one was amazing. I'm so, wow, yeah. It was wonderful to have him come in. Still lingering here, but it was wonderful, very powerful. It reminded me of when my dad passed, how he just suddenly started coming forward. When I'm teaching him, like I'm feeling my dad, I'm like, it was unsettling at the first because of the strain in our dynamic. But the softness that he came with, the support that he came with, I'm like, okay, I can work with this. I'm like, can I delegate you, Dad? Like someone's getting triggered, can you deal with it? It's like, just to have fun with it. And I think that's what he wants to play. Like he's coming forward in a very playful way. So it's like, delegate to him, see him as a guardian angel, and whatever support you would need from the guardian angel, see that as him standing in for that as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
He's like, I'm ready. He's like, let's do this.
Mm.
There's something that's unfinished and he wants to help you to finish it, but he said you'll know what that is. So you two will figure it out.
Okay.
That's why he's here. Whew, okay. Step 2.
I'm not bothered about it.
No, I'm just joking. I just want to make sure that you're not confusing an actual hunger with what
I'm
you're
not
feeling.
hungry at the minute.
You're not. Excellent.
No.
Okay, go back to the table.
No, go back.
That's why I wanted to double check. So let's observe the table again. And all the food is there. How do you feel about being there? And how does your body react to it?
Yeah, actually I feel quite neutral about it. I can sit with it and it's...
You feel in control, it's not controlling you.
Exactly, yeah.
Fantastic. And well done. Yay! Are you ready to integrate?
Oh yeah.
There we go. When you're ready, you can gently come back. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
That was an unexpected plot twist. In the session, no, just the healing session. It was such a wonderful surprise. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And I also wrote about the psychosomatic root causes of that, and I'm spoiling you because I even added key points for you to start looking at important questions that you can ask yourself to start improving your quality of life. And also remember to catch me on Instagram, Evette Rose, 1 with the digit 1, and Metaphysical Anatomy on our Facebook fan page. Bye guys!